Hey guys, welcome back to Becoming. Have you heard anybody being so resilient in life in spite of facing a lot of challenges? Have you met personally anybody who have survived tsunami? Yes, you heard that right. Tsunami survivor. You all know that we had a tsunami in Chennai and we lost many lives. And I am personally going to introduce you to one awesome person called Ananya, who is a tsunami survivor. And she's not only a tsunami survivor, she also has gone through a lot of challenges in her personal life, which she is willingly going to share with us to teach us how to be resilient. So if you understand the word resilient, it is how quickly we bounce back after a challenge. And if I have to say a synonym with resilience, it's Ananya. I'm very glad to introduce you to her. Listen to her stories, and I'm happy that she's willing to share with us to inspire us to live a very resilient life. Hi, Ananya. Can you come on the screen?
Hi, namaskaram, ma'am.
Namaskar, and I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so happy, and I'm also very thrilled to introduce you to my audience. And very few people will be able to share their stories and their personal life as well. And your intention to share is also very, very inspiring for me. So go ahead, Ananya, and please share your story and introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting to your show, and it's been an honor to me. And to introduce about myself, can you imagine having survived the tsunami, even being there in that situation? It's not so easy, I didn't find it very easy. It took such a long time for me to bounce back from the entire situation. It was not just that. What exactly happened that day? The previous day I had a terrible fight with my parents. The pressure, me being a beautiful woman and not likely getting, not ready to get married. There was so much pressures from my parents, and I had a little, no, literally I had fought with my mother that why are you pressurizing me? I'm not ready for the marriage. And I could understand why she told me that day, that time, and I could resonate, but at that moment it was very difficult for me to even digest for her to push me to a marriage. And then I was totally disturbed. It was a Sunday morning, and I wanted some peaceful time for myself. I was working, so I wanted to take some time out, my time, me time, and I usually do it. And I wanted to go to a beach, so I normally go either to the beach or a temple, and that's my me time. When I went there that day, I had called up my friend and I said I wanted to stay away from everything. I wanted some me time. I was so disturbed. I wanted to stay. And he said, this is the time I need to be, because being a friend, if somebody is disturbed, that is the time we need to be. It convinced me, and I took him along. And we were just chatting, and I was deeply engrossed in this, the fight that we had the previous night with my mother. And I couldn't take it. I was wondering what was happening in my life. Nothing was going right, either professionally, personally, and I wanted to have something as a change. And all of a sudden, I noticed, some. We were sitting on the sand in the shore, and actually, say about 50 meters away from the water. And normally, it doesn't come that close. And I happened to notice it hit my feet for a few seconds. It didn't strike me. When the second wave hit me, I felt the surrounding was trying to say something. And even it was bright sunny morning, and everybody when I look around, people were happy, they were jogging, and some people were playing. A lot of them were exercising. I found it very natural, but something even within me, when you hear that, instinct that saying that something's really wrong, just move away from there. I just had a few seconds, microseconds is what I would say, and I had to decide and start moving away from there. When I started, when I started and I started running, and I had to take my friend along who was not willing to come. He was actually enjoying the situation, seeing the water coming towards us, like a wave. And it was a small wave initially, But all of a sudden, and I look up, the entire shore is filled with water, not just that place. It was a shock to me, and I had to just, at least I had to save my friend whom I took along, because it was because of me he came, and that became my responsibility. And he's the only breadwinner in that house, so I had to take some chances. He was actually wanting to play because it was very nice, water was coming, and it was like very joyful moment for him, but not for me, because my instincts were different. I just had to take him along. Somehow I managed. He pushing me towards the water, me pushing away from the water. Somehow we managed through and just got to the road, and say about again not even 100 meters, just a little beyond the shore. And I had to just, I suddenly happened, I don't know what happened, suddenly told me, check and see whether still the water is coming. And then I turned, I saw a big, huge wave. And I couldn't take it. It is at least 30 feet high, is what I would say, not less than that. To that height, and even when I saw the normal bus conductor was also seeing that wave and finding it very horrifying, and he just turned the bus and left. He did not even stop for anybody. Luckily, there was few more people who were actually, one guy was driving the car, and few people got in, and I just waved my hand. They helped me. Both of us got into the car and got dropped near the Raghavendra temple. And first thing I was doing was pray for everybody, please save. I don't know how many people didn't come through, because I saw one lady did not make it to the road, until the road, which we actually did. She was a little stout and she couldn't make it. People playing volleyball there. They also, I don't know if they really.
Can I interrupt here? Can I interrupt here? Was there any slightest signal as of there is a noise, or there is a wave, or there is some kind of a signal before all these started? Nothing. It was absolutely normal, and suddenly this started.
Yes, no signal, no wave. It was just a wave, a normal wave, like how it will hit if you are near the shore, I mean, near the water. But this came 50 meters away from the water. I was shocked. That's what struck me. Something seriously is going to happen, and we need to just take action right there.
The people on the seashore who are regular there, the fishermen or the people who are selling things, won't they get any symptom or signal that something is wrong with the sea?
It was around 8:45, 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not sure. In those kind of people, fishermen were not there, definitely. It was only the civilians who normally, exercise, practice, they play. All those people are only.
So the sellers, they sell something in the sea, right? The snacks and the.
Morning they don't come. And then Triplicane, Sundays morning, nobody will come. It's not like the Marina Beach the Besanagar beach that we have. In Marina, it's totally different. The entire scene is different. People who are jogging, going also are very less compared to the Besanagar beach. Besanagar beach, I've seen even in the morning, 5 o'clock, 5:30 also, I've seen people selling also, doing exercising, and it's become a regular activity there. But in Marina, it's totally different. It's not from the, it's full of colleges and things like that. Universities are there, and not houses. So people coming to Marina was really difficult. But for Besanagar, it's a total different scene. If you've noticed, Besanagar is very close to the residential area. But that's not the case in Marina. It's totally different, and it's more of universities, and there's a commissioner office and things like that. People don't really try to include in that place.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay, so that what happened?
So after that, after going to the temple, praying for everybody, and seeing so many people just getting washed away like that in that big wave, and suddenly it went up and down. And I didn't know what exactly, because I've never seen it. It was almost like a fairy tale, and it was a sudden thing, and I couldn't take it. When I saw the news next day is when I realized this was actually tsunami. And that's the first time I'm hearing that word. And I know how many people have been, washed away there in that moment. And it triggered me to ask myself a lot of questions in the, long run, after having faced a lot of other troubles. When I was devastated, and I connected back to this event. So many people got washed away, but not me and my friend. I could save my friend, at least because of my friend. I was also saved, is what I would say. So then that's when I started connecting more, started thinking more about myself and started asking a lot of questions, which made me whatever I am today. And I wanted to share whatever has happened in my life as a ripple effect after that incident.
Yeah. Can you slightly look at the camera? You're looking somewhere. Yeah, this is fine. This down. When you look down, that's fine. Yeah. This I'm able to look at your eyes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is fine. This view is fine rather than you looking somewhere else. This
Okay.
camera is, yeah, this camera is fine. So now my question is what are the feelings that arise when you are close to death and then you escape? Because it reminds me of the Twin Tower. People keep talking about the Twin Tower. No, they say that is the only day I woke up late. I never wake up late, and that's the only day I woke up late, and I am alive now because of my laziness or because of I didn't wake up from my bed. I'm usually very punctual, so it's sometimes nice to be lazy or whatever. So what is that feeling, instant feeling uh, that you are near to death and you escape? What happens? What is a feeling? How is it like?
Near to death is like I realized any moment we can lose our life. Any moment, it can be just, it's an instant, and it can happen anything to us anytime, and it's not invited, it's uninvited, and we have to be ready. And how ready are we? Are we looking at it? That's not how we are taught. We are just looking at it, it's going to happen someday, and we are going to have all the thing that we want in our life. But that's not what it is actually. When you see such a thing, uh, death can happen just like that. And of course, this is not the first time that I faced death. 2 3 times, other times also, I don't know from where I got saved, but I somehow got saved, even near death experience from an accident as well. So that time I was very young, but after having this incident, I realized that death is not something, it's not something that we are taught, but it's always better to see what will happen, what have we done today, so that in during our death we are having that happy time, whoever is wishing, and they are also crying. And I love this book. When I got in touch, I was actually trying to change myself, transform myself. I got in touch with Robin Sharma's book, Who Will Cry When You Die. I seriously loved that book, and I started taking it very serious. Everything, that all nuggets that he's given in those chapters, it's a very, very small chapter, and I'm a very lazy reader, I would say. And that triggered me, and that actually helped me to transform. And this question, it's still there in my mind: how many people will cry when I really die? How many
All
people
these
lives have I
all the
touched?
yeah, because I'm a trainer, I have done all these topics and I have made people do this activity before the training starts with the actual topic, like imagine, visualize yourself in the deathbed, and all those activities we do in our trainings. And I'm very fond of that book as well, Who Will Cry When You Die, by Robin Sharma. It makes a lot of sense, but on a daily life, oh, none of us realize that. I can even ask you a question of how much you are still connected with that same feeling, and how is your daily life different after that incident? Are you daily practicing something to keep those lessons intact, or it is occasionally coming into your mind? Is your life totally different after that, or is it normal as anybody else? How you have added value to your own life after that incident?
It's a very good question, and I love that. Uh, to be frank, I didn't realize it immediately. I was caught up like anybody, into that fear of death. Suddenly, I had a nightmares, and I could not sleep completely, at least for 2.5, 3 years. I would say I could not even get sleep in the first place. That shook me very hard. Every night, every time I sleep. In fact, I was working in the night. Imagine sleeping in the day and having this nightmare. So that it could not, if I was working in the night and I could not concentrate in my work, I could not concentrate in my personal life. I somehow, it took some time for me to just digest that in the first place. And for me to go back to the seashore or anything, it took again 2-3 years time. And for me to get to the water, it took almost 10 years time. It was such a huge impact in my life. And after that, when only in 2012, when nothing was going right, that's when I thought, what exactly am I doing in this life? And I know definitely for something only I got saved from the tsunami, and it's not an easy thing, and not everybody could get, make it. And those questions were really painful, and I started searching for meaning for my life. And if I look at it right now, yes, I'm still work in progress, but I still do certain things that I want to really make people understand. You have something in your life, you have those potential, you can do whatever you think you can. It is just that you need to work on yourself. And I have that message very, very strongly and deeply, and I'm working on it 100%
So
every day.
how many people are able to bind the concept and work on it? How many people you have impacted and what you have done with others' lives?
I would say about say hundreds of people so far I have touched, at least, with my story. At least that I would definitely say I would have touched 1 lakh to 2 lakh people definitely with my stories, whatever I have written, at least in LinkedIn, I have noticed. So I want to make even more impact. Whatever I've done, I know I'm not satisfied. I know I can do more. I need to do more. I need to create that impact. I want to expand, and I don't want to stop from now on. And I decided, I told my husband also, and I told my kids also. My daughter is yet to understand. My son also is trying to slowly understand, but I don't know how far he's understood, because he's also a teenager. He definitely has seen a lot of changes from what he has seen me as a mother, when he was a child, before a lot of things happen. Now he's a teenager, he's looking at me in a total different way. Of course, there are this disturbances between us. There are some discrepancies, there are something that is there still going on. Of course, I don't expect them to understand me totally, and I cannot be a 100% mother satisfying all the thing. And I have not made it clear to them, is what I would say, and I have to make that clear. And I need to sit with them, because I want him to understand. When my husband has come, that's when he's not there right now, I want to make sure I sit with my family, tell them this is what I'm going to do, and I definitely need your help. And it's not an easy joke, and I want your help. Without your help, I definitely can't do anything, is what I want to say. And I'm waiting for him to come back, and I'm waiting.
What are you doing out of these
I'm
lectures?
I'm actually currently an emotional intelligence coach, because I know I have worked through a lot of my emotions, which actually made me come back with my family, even after having gone through a divorce. Almost, we were going for a counseling in the court. I was going to meeting the counselor, meeting my husband as a third person, and trying to understand what was happening. And I had to balance my work. And I did not tell. I made one mistake in the previous past, when my husband has gone away for study, 2 years of residential course. That time I had told everybody that this is what is happening in my life, and that impacted my growth at my career. So I decided I should not do that mistake again. And I never told anybody. Whatever I was going through, I was just going through. I could control my emotions. So that's when I realized, so this is definitely not easy for everybody. It's easy to react, and it's very difficult to control those emotions and bring it out. And tend to be, we can be happy, but the face will not show the exact thing. If you're sad inside, the face is the index of the mind, is what they say. But I could still thrive, I could still be happy. And I don't know how it all happened. And yes, I'm coming up with whatever I have done, and I'm coming up with courses where people can become easily, they're able to manage their emotions and things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm
So,
a mindful
I want
trainer.
to ask, yeah, I want to make it more clear for the audience who are listening. So what happened with your marital life? Tsunami is one challenge you faced in life. The second tsunami was your marriage. So what was that, if you're willing to discuss?
Yeah, what actually happened was mm, because of the, in fact, see, I grew up like a not a very good child, I would say. With my stepmother, nothing was going right. Anything that she says, that's the first thing I will not do. So I have been like that. It's of course my mistake, I don't say her. And so there was not so much connection with my mother, stepmother, and I wanted to um, get away from that, and I wanted to find my own person and get married and settle down. And all that happened, but there was so much differences with the thoughts that I have and the thoughts that he had. He was very conservative, and I was not a conservative person at all. And I was like, I want to explore a lot of things. I want to do, I want to travel a lot, all these things. And being a mother and traveling a lot, not being able to take care of my son, all that impacted a lot. Small things grew up very fast, and those ripple effects are there, no? When things, you are not doing certain things at home, but you are trying to explore the world. And definitely not anybody would agree, and that's what happened. I don't say it's his mistake also, and there are certain differences, and I told him this is what I want, but still it took some time for him to understand all that. And as a thing, like, he started finding faults, and I started trying to explain it to him. No, this is not it, that I cannot do certain things, I have to do so many other things. But then it didn't work out. He said, no, it's not working out, and I think it's better that we split. I didn't believe that. I wanted to do something, and I wanted to stay with the family and stick to it. And somehow, all that, I didn't know that all that I needed was change myself. If I change a little bit, I'm sure I would. If I knew that this is what I need, but somehow I realized when he went away from me. He sent me a divorce notice, and he took my son away. And my daughter was just 3 years old, about 2.5 year old, and she also didn't understand what she was happening. So she was there with me for one more year. When she completed third year, he said, no, I want to take care of my daughter also. With your kind of ideology and things like that, I don't think she fits into she can fit into a family. She'll be having a trouble like you also when she's getting married. Then I said, okay, take care. It's going, after, it's going to be with you or with me. I don't find any difference. It's just that you're finding that difference and you have certain blocks. I just sent her. I was alone, and during that period gave me a lot of introspection, and I tried to understand how I can impact them being away. I started thinking what all, conversation we had, what all things that he wanted me to do, what impact that he really wanted me to do. All those things actually come when we are telling our kids also, when you're away only, you will realize that this is what they wanted. And that's exactly what happened to me. When he said, I didn't realize. When he was away, it was when I started thinking, this is what he wanted. This is how small things only he had asked me. I felt for these things we've been fighting so far. And I felt very silly of myself, and I let go of the ego, and I started slowly changing. And still I'm in work in progress, but how somehow I could make it. And the changes were reflecting in my actions whenever we met in the court. And in the court, I was, when I was talking to the counsel, I was only saying only one thing. So this is just a phase, and I'm going through, and I know I want to be back with my family. And that's the only thing I kept on telling. And we will be back as a family. And this is only a certain time. I didn't even file back. Actually, when you file a case, you're supposed to file back. I told my lawyer, please, I don't want to file back. And it's okay, I will take it. And I asked only one question. My lawyer, she said, how long do I have time before I could file back and, file? When I was writing the entire script for filing a case, I felt everything, it's not just his mistake. There are more mistakes from my end. That's when I realized, yes, this is something I need to work on, not him. If I work on this, I'm sure I can get back to my family. And yeah, still there are certain differences. I wouldn't say it's, happy go, letting go and things like that. No, there are certain differences, but still we are able to manage and speak it out. We can understand each other. A lot of compromises from his side, my side, all things are happening. And but however, the initial change that I had, step that I had taken to change myself literally helped me to be whatever I am today with my family. And I'm thankful to everybody who was involved, in-laws, my mom, my father, my brother, everybody, whoever was involved in the entire journey. I'm so thankful to everybody.
Beautiful. Very few people will have the heart to humbly accept that there is some areas that I also need to contribute and work on it and bring the family together. It's very beautifully said. You have a very big heart. I want to connect tsunami and this. And what do you want to convey through this? Tsunami is number one. Number two, this family discord and court and case and problems, children. What is that you want to convey to the audience? If it has to be in one sentence.
See, it actually the tsunami actually helped me become very resilient and strong. Even though I took time, but I was able to get through it. And there's only one thought I would say. Only thing question that I asked myself after so many years, I mean 2-3 years later, I asked myself this question: I could survive one time. Don't I have the same instinct to help me to survive again? That instinct really helped me think a little in a broader way. So whatever we are, it's all within us. If we think in a different way and if we become mindful, nothing can stop us. And that's what I'm trying to do, being a mindful trainer. And I want to work with executive leaders, being a little mindful of. I realized, when I survived somewhere, I was mindful because I knew exactly what needs to be done as the next step. Even though what
But I'm curious to ask you one question. After tsunami, you would have had a major impact in your emotional life. Then how that didn't help you in your marital life? Because it would have humbled you so much. It would have reduced your energy. When I say energy, the need to do something beyond the family, the need to have more in life. Tsunami would have humbled you so much. Then how you got challenged in your marital life? Because it would have humbled you. It would have made you a very, very grounded person. It would have made you see life as very simple life. You don't want much from life. You just want to breathe. You just want to enjoy the small little stuff. You just want to embrace people. You just want to appreciate that all the people who are surrounded, who are close to you, are living. But how did you get into marital problems? Are you able to understand my question?
Yes, very much. And I love the question that you asked. And I'm glad that you asked. And in fact, what I would say is, on the day, it's our life, what I would say in simple thing is, our thoughts and our emotions are very much important. If we take care of these two things, our life will be wonderful, which I didn't do on that day. I was very cautious. I was very conscious. I was so much aware. And I consciously thought my life itself was going to be like a tsunami. And that one simple thought dragged along, and it got me to the divorce. And yeah, that's what I would only say: the thoughts and the emotion that we have and the decisions that we take consciously derive our entire life. And I love what Sadhguru is also saying. That's what he says: take care of your thoughts and emotions, and your life will be set.
Then I would challenge you saying that the tsunami did not have an impact on your life.
How could it be? That's exactly where
Because after near death life experiences, because I am talking from my own experiences. Okay, there are so many challenges I too faced in my personal and professional life. Every challenge I face, it humbles me. It makes me feel that okay, this is enough. Settle down. Don't try to fight with life. Go with the flow. Accept whatever you have. Don't ask for more. Work hard for your ambitions and goals and the purpose of your life, but humble down, listen, don't ask for more, accept life as it comes. So after tsunami, you got married.
Immediately after tsunami, we got married.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like, every incident has to humble us all the time. There are certain instances which, when it's going beyond is when it'll humble you. This was
Okay.
something, I would not say that, this some incident, I would say, when I say thoughts and emotions that create our life, you would be surprised. I had created this thought as well. And I can connect when, where, exactly, how also. So the tsunami incident also was not a simple thing. It was my own creation. There are certain things, yes, that has gone beyond me. That is what actually have created the humble thing, and which made me think, rethink, redo, and reach, whatever, and change, I would say. And tsunami was also one of the thought which I created in my own, by my own self. And I happened to be there. If I had not had my friend that day, that's definitely I would not be survived, is what I would say. Because the fear and the thought and the emotion that I created when I created this thought was very, very important. And when I was a child, I did that. And I was very close to the same place where I had survived. So our thoughts and emotions create high impact on our life. And it's all the creation is only our thoughts and emotion. When I think, I'm like, I'm still surprised as to so many thoughts that I've created, and slowly I'm seeing that whatever is happening. And I connect back, oh, this is when I thought this thing. This is when I thought this thing. I am like still stumbling as to how to make my mind still. I'm still working on it, and I'm sure I'll reach very soon to that stage. And I'm working very hard on it every day.
Yeah, guys, you have to listen to watch Ananya's LinkedIn post. It's all very, very personal, and it is so heart touching, and it's so authentic. And I keep reading all your LinkedIn posts, and it's so real. And I don't know how many of them, when they read, they know you as a person and they could connect with your message. But it is very, very authentic and very realistic. And final question will be, um, how are you managing your purpose of life? Do you have a roadmap, like this is what I want to give before I leave this world, this is the impact I want to make, and these are my daily goals to impact the people, and who is your target audience that you're impacting, and what is a message for my audience if at all they want to impact people with all their. So all of us have pain, all of us have a pain, and I always feel the pain comes with a purpose. If I'm sitting in front of you and interviewing you like this, it is coming from the pain, whatever I went through, and I want to convert that as a purpose and drive at least one message to my, at least one person who's watching this. So pain is inevitable, but let's not waste our pain and keeps getting into self-pity. What is a message from your pain? One message from your pain. Who is your target audience? And before you leave this world, what is the impact and you're going to make to the world? Which was a very crispy answer.
Okay. I do have goals that I want to achieve. I wanted to actually achieve by taking it to masses, but then I realized I was counting one to infinity, and it's never going to end. Then I thought, who would be the audience that I can take it, and I can quickly impact many people. That's when this thought came, and I started digging deep. I thought, impacting leaders who are really in a high position, executive leaders and leadership and above, who are really managing too many people and under them. I want them to become mindful. If they can become mindful, they will be able to create that impact. So when you become mindful,
What made you to choose that target audience? What is that? There must be some reason to do that.
yeah, they are the ones who are leading so many people under them, And every time, even I have worked under many managers, I have looked up to certain people really well, and I've noticed certain people really, really good. And I was fortunate enough to work directly or indirectly under them. So when such people are able to create that impact for a person like me as a team member, imagine how many people are there under them who will have, you know, that thought of becoming like them. So they are the ones who create a lot of impact directly, indirectly, without their knowledge. And if they can do it with little mindfulness, they not only have that, they can get more creative. They get emotional intelligence. They get resilient. Sometimes even they have that, every time, even I would say, like, I'm not 100% resilient 100 immediately. Yes, of course, I think back what exactly, because I've become mindful, I'm able to think back and connect and, deliver those results. But it does not happen with them. If there are the decisions that they take which are suboptimal, and they do not get everything right, and be it in the business, be it in the being managing the team, those decisions that they make are highly impactful in everybody's life. And that's when I decided to target them as my audience. If I could make 1% mindful leaders, and it will actually become a ripple effect. So if, for example, if I say, if I'm happy, I obviously want to share with people. If I'm sad, I want to share with people. Why not anger also we do, but unconsciously. Every emotion that a human has, we will share it. And if we are mindful, we share it in a happier environment. Our environment becomes happy, our life becomes happier, we can become more conscious. We want more conscious leaders than just people. People will automatically become conscious when the leaders are able to emulate whatever, as a leader, that they have to see. One particular incident I would say share is one uh, one person created one group, shared the thought. We all got together. Something small, minor happened, and he showed the ripple effect like that. He was cursing the person who did this. He was doing all that. Though he said he calls himself a leader, he showed all the anger in the group, and it created a lot of impact and negativity in that group. I understood, yes, these are my target audience. Even 1%, 1% of these people are, mindful, and it creates a total different environment altogether. And so,
Best wishes, my best wishes for you, because are you still in corporate?
no, I stopped working and I'm doing this full time.
Yeah, that is why you're talking about corporate managers. Hats off to you. Best wishes. I hope a lot of leaders get impacted by your story, and they create impact in many people's life, because managers are looked upon as the entire team will look upon a manager or a leader, because their life, their family is dependent on them and their decisions. And thank you so much for coming on my show and sharing your personal story. I love you so much, and best wishes, and hope you impact many leaders and bring changes. And if at all you have any stories of changed managers, leaders who got impacted by your stories, we'll do one more show and come and share it with us. And guys, I'm going to link it, all the details about Ananya, her stories, her LinkedIn contact details, so that you can read more about Ananya and get inspired by her. So thanks so much. And I will meet you again with more success story of impacting leaders in the corporate world. Best wishes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I've been honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. So guys, that is my interview with Ananya. I'll come back again with another interesting, inspiring person with another message. So keep in touch, like, share, subscribe, and take inspiration and do something with your life and create purpose in whatever you're doing. Find purpose, and our life is filled with a lot of opportunities to impact people's life. Thank you so much for watching. We'll come back again and meet you next week. Thank you.